A year ago, I met Philippe Platel, cultural attaché of the French embassy, and we talked a lot about exchanging, actually, maybe having one of my plays here in Australia, either in Sydney or Adelaide, and then he said, yes, but I think your play is called in French Logique imperturbable du fou, and it's being a huge success. He says, why don't you take the concept, and we have the play here with 4 Australian actors, which is more interesting because then we are crossing and mixing the cultures, and it's an adventure for me as well, and I hope for them as well, and a good one. And I think it was a very good idea. So it's like a workshop, really, and hopefully the first part of another one, the first part of the longer one. I think we will have probably a play by next year. So it's quite a long process, but I think it's worth it, and I think it's a very special work on documentaries, which I love to do. And I took, of course, an Australian documentary as a base of work, but there's as well some Chekhov, some Shakespeare, some dance, and it's a great moment for me because it's like I like to think that nothing's obvious. Even as an artist, that's not it. It's great that it's challenging, and that I have to begin again something. I'm always very interested by what's called crazy or fool or madness, because I think the limit between normal people and not normal people is very, very thin, and we all can cross the line. And as well, I like to show that society is always putting aside these people, and that these people are us. And this is about humanity, without telling people what to think, but hopefully what to feel. And most of the time, we're judging very easily. For instance, we have someone dancing, and one of the actors says, yeah, because it's weird dancing, and said, yeah, but this guy would dance like this in a party, everybody would think he's great. So it depends on where you are. Are you in front of the door or behind the door? It's exactly this, and it can be available for lots of different things as well. It's my second time in Australia, and I loved it so much last year when I came over that I thought I've got to come back here. It's far and it's close, it's different and it's the same. I love the fact that it's another way of saying that human beings are so connected all the time. It's exactly this. And I like connections, and I like to find where we are the same and where we are different. Because each time you meet somebody very different by its culture, each time you grow, you become better, I suppose. I hope so. Philippe chose Les yeux sans visage, and de Georges Franju. It marked the end of a certain cinema, 62, just before La Nouvelle Vague, which gave lots of good stuff and lots of bad stuff. We lost a surrealistic way of thinking, of imagining things. And France had to repair this and to think again that imagination is quite a great thing, and that not naturalism, because naturalism has been a lot then since the Nouvelle Vague, which is another convention. I prefer hyper-realistic and surrealistic myself. And although it gave us some great movies and great directors, but that were not inside totally Nouvelle Vague, Truffaut, Chabrol are the one I prefer because they are totally out of it. They are there, but not really. And Godard because he's like working in a laboratory. But this film is one of the last in this kind of movement, and it's in between. It's in between Nouvelle Vague and this kind of surrealistic way of being in the France of the 50s.